Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the Million Pound Mission Podcast. It's your buddy Adam, the PhD, the previously heavy dude, and this is episode number 230, the Transformation Timeline. And this is a game changer topic. I've talked about this a couple of times on the show. The first time was way back in episode number 6, so it's been 224 episodes since then, so I thought it was okay to bring it up again because it is a game changer. And we're going to dive into that here in 1 second. I did want to give you guys a heads up. I just added some more one-on-one free 15-minute video chat coaching sessions to my calendar. All right. I love doing these. I do several per week. I love just getting connected to you guys, just finding out your story, what you struggle with, how I can help. It really gives me fuel for the show. It makes me feel like I'm serving a bigger purpose to help add momentum to you, and that's what it's all about. So you can go to millionpoundmission.com. I got 3 steps that are all free to kind of launch your transformation. The free coaching call is step number 2. I'll let you go and discover what steps number 1 and 3 are. But check that out, millionpoundmission.com. Get on the calendar. Let's connect. Now, let's talk about the transformation timeline. This is all about clarity to me because I know, and I say this a lot, you guys are definitely willing to work hard. I get DMs on Instagram every day. Yo, Adam, I'm busting my ass. I'm sweating. I'm eating. I feel like I'm doing the right things. I'm just not seeing the results that I kind of expected to see, or I'm not seeing any results at all. So, like I said, I get these messages day in and day out. So I know 100% you guys are willing to work hard. And it's kind of like saying, all right, I want to travel from Indiana to New York, and I'm willing to put in the work, and I just start walking. And I'm walking, and I am putting in effort, but then I discover that I've been walking in the wrong direction for weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm heading towards California instead of New York. So this is kind of a tool that's going to operate like a roadmap, and it's going to say, all right, if you want to walk from Indiana to New York, here's the path that you need to take, and here is the direct route that needs to be followed in order to accomplish that goal. And this can be applied to any nutrition plan, any fitness regimen. This is a transformation timeline. And there are 3 phases that I see every single successful or unsuccessful transformation go through. And I see where people get stuck. I've named these phases. I really feel that once you listen to this, you'll be able to say, that's where I am. That's where I've been before. That's where I got stuck. That's why I got stuck. And providing this type of clarity and providing these types of answers is a big damn deal, because now we can solve those questions. We can make little tweaks that give us a better chance to set ourselves up for success as we go from one phase to the next. And that's why this is such a big deal. So get fired up, especially if you're somebody that's been frustrated, you're putting in the work, and you just don't know why it's not working. I think this is going to be a very large aha moment with your buddy Adam. All right. So let's talk about the 3 phases. The first phase is where we actually escape the black hole of fitness doom. All right. So quick recap on the black hole of fitness doom. So kind of imagine just 3 columns going vertically. And the first one, there's a circle with the black hole of fitness doom, the vortex that we all get sucked into. And this is where most people, they feel like this is the whole transformation process, and it's only phase 1 because they're just kind of circling the drain in this black hole. So the first part of the black hole of fitness doom, you start a new program, you get some initial results. That's the second part. But then life happens, and we crash and burn and go right back where we started. So start something new, initial results, life happens, not ready for it, crash and burn, back to where we started. Cycle. That depletes our hope, our willpower, our money, our effort, that sweat that we're putting into it. And that's why most of you guys feel really frustrated. All right. Now, in order to escape the black hole of fitness doom and really to pass through phase 1, we have to have some major mindset shifts. We have to shift our mindset off of that shiny new object that is the new fitness program, the new nutrition program, and focus at that bottom part of that cycle with the life happens moment. And we have to identify, analyze, and plan ahead to overcome those transformation danger zones. So every time you go on vacation and lose all your momentum and gain 30 pounds back, that's the thing you need to focus on, not, oh, my paleo diet didn't work. That's incorrect. All right. You just weren't ready for this life happens moment. So it's not your fault. It's not the paleo diet's fault. It's just a shift in perspective and a shift in focus was needed. And that's how we attack that life happens moment. We get better prepared for it. And that's going to help us move from phase 1 to phase 2. We're going to break that barrier. Now, 3 things have to happen, in my opinion, to really ramp up your rate of success to get out of phase 1, to escape that black hole of fitness doom. So we have the whole danger zone thing down. I hammer this home with you guys almost on a weekly basis. And so I feel like you guys know what to do there. But the 3 things that I feel like will really ramp up your success rate here in phase 1 is you need to have community first. So don't try to hack this out by yourself. You need a support partner. Maybe it's somebody at home. Maybe it's a coach. Maybe it's a personal trainer. Maybe it's somebody like me. Maybe it's a community of people at work that you all work out or exercise together. But you need a tribe of people. It's going to help you so much. And you can't have that like weight gain, shame situation going on where you're like, oh, I got myself into this mess and by golly, I'm going to get myself out of this mess. Like that's called ego. That's called pride. That's going to slow us down. That's like dragging a weight behind us trying to travel from Indiana to New York. We don't need that. All right. So let go of that. Find a community, plug in. I was recently talking to one of my Transformation ReBoot clients. We were doing a hot seat call and she had just moved out to California and she was really just struggling to get her momentum. And she, back home, she had her like CrossFit gym that she was totally plugged into and she had great results and doing competitions and things like that. And she just hadn't found that, but it wasn't clicking in her head that that's what she needed. She's got her online community with my program and all that, but you need some people with boots on the ground also. So I challenged her to go out and find that community and she's finding it. And now she's got like her apartment complex is all coming and working out with her and they're looking to her for advice and it's super cool. And now her momentum is amazing. So find that community, you'll find some momentum. Second thing we need to add to spice up the transition from phase 1 to phase 2 is accountability. You need to be held accountable, not necessarily to your goal. Like if your goal is to lose 50 pounds, if I'm your coach, I'm not holding you accountable to that. Like we're mindful of that, but you need to be held accountable to showing up for that goal. And what I mean by that is the action steps that it will take to achieve that goal. So hitting the gym, getting the workouts in, meal prepping, staying consistent with your nutrition, if you use the battle plan workbook, then filling that out on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So what are the action steps that you need to be held accountable to so that you are consistently showing up for your goal? That's where the accountability comes in. So you need to find some accountability anchor points. The third thing, you got to operate from a rock solid game plan. This is where people are really messing things up, and it's just a direct path back into the black hole of fitness doom. Is they are floating around with their game plan, very vague rules of the game. We're kind of halfway paleo-ish. If ISH is attached to how you describe your nutrition or your fitness, like, oh, I'm CrossFit-ish, I'm keto-ish, then you need to get more specific. Like you really need to know the rules of the game. And I'm not somebody that makes you commit for life, like keto for life or you suck. I'm not like that. You guys know that. But for a 28-day cycle, let's get committed. Like let's really know the rules of the game with our nutrition, with our fitness. When are we working out? How are we working out? Why are we working out? Who are we working out with? Really, like we are adults, all right? And we can commit to a schedule for 28 days to the best of our power. Some things may shift around a little bit, but we got to quit feeling sorry for ourselves and whining around and going, oh my God, I'm so busy. Like we're all busy, all right? We're all very, very busy. And you can either control your schedule or let your schedule control you, which means other people are controlling your schedule. And sometimes you got to put your damn foot in the ground and say, all right, these are the days I'm working out. I get 3 hours for me and nobody touches that, So, really getting committed around that game plan. I went off a little bit there. Sorry guys. I went off on the time thing. I love that topic, so I can't help it. You guys know that. All right. So the 3 things in review. So the whole phase 1, our goal is to escape the black hole of fitness doom. The key to that, identify those transformation danger zones, analyze them, and then plan ahead to have an action step to overcome them. Then we spice in the 3 magical herbs and spices in our secret recipe of community, accountability, and operating from a rock solid game plan. We move from phase 1 to phase 2. This is where I get a lot of people here. I see a lot of people getting here. They dip their toe into the water of phase 2. And phase 2 is all about finding balance. But we've got it screwed up in our mind of we feel like, we're operating with the currency of momentum. And I think we all realize if we're in the black hole of fitness doom, our momentum is going the wrong way. We are usually gaining weight, gaining frustration, not happy, right? We are out of balance with unhealthy versus healthy, all right? The unhealthy is bigger, the healthy is smaller, right? But what we assume is like, oh, now I have this solution. I'm working out, I'm doing this thing, and I have to shift right into perfect balance where my lifestyle and my health, they just are magically balanced. And that is untrue. So as people shift into phase 2, they dip their toe in the water and they realize that magical balance is not there because now we're out of balance more towards a healthy focus. So we're spending more time and focus and energy on being healthy. Our lifestyle shrinks a little bit. So maybe fewer social outings, fewer drinks with the boys after work, fewer cupcakes with the kids after school or whatever. And we dip our toe in that water of phase 2, expecting to have this perfect balance already found. But what we don't understand is that most of us have been out of balance towards being unhealthy for so long. We have to go out of balance towards being healthy for a certain amount of time to, again, shift back into that period of perfect balance. So you have to go from unbalanced, unhealthy to unbalanced towards healthy, and then we rebalance in phase 2. So you need to understand that because people dip their toe in the water and they realize, oh my God, the magical balance, it's not there, Adam. I can't maintain this. And that's what I hear a lot, whether it's one of my boot camps in my gym or online programs. It's been, 3 months and I'm still going to the gym 5 times a week and I'm meal prepping and I have to put all this focus into it. So if those sorts of ideas are rolling through your head, I want that to be like an alarm bell going off going, Adam told me this would happen. And this is a good sign because I'm close. I'm getting there. I'm so close. And now I have to really dig in tight because I'm going to start finding balance that I'm after. And that's really the magical sweet spot of the transformation when we are seeing results and we're super happy about the way our health is going, the way we look, the way we feel, the way we're performing. And then we also feel very satisfied about our lifestyle. We don't feel like we have to be the angry, diet person in the corner with my bag of carrots at every party. You feel like you can go out and be social, not like it was before, but we're finding that nice balance where you're very happy on both sides of that coin. And that's where I strive to get you all. Especially anybody that hires me as a coach, like I tell them straight up, like that's where I want to get you. And we can get you there. I've helped hundreds, if not thousands of people get there, but it's going to take some time and focus. And again, just painting this picture and showing you step by step, phase by phase, what to expect, what's going to happen, the mental conversation that's going to happen. I'm trying to add that clarity right now so that you can be at ease and say, okay, this is just a part of that process that Adam told me about, and I'm marching along in the right direction. So if you guys do get into phase 2, you dip your toe into that water and you start going, I can't maintain this. I'm so busy. I can't maintain my gym workout schedule. Then you got to dig in just a little bit tighter, just a little bit longer, and we're going to start to rebalance and find that perfect sweet spot. And one of the tools that I use to do that is in my Transformation Battle Plan workbook. You can pick that up, millionpoundmission.com, hit step 1. It's a free download. But in that is a cheat bank strategy. And this is one of my main rebalancing strategies. And how I do this is when we start off like a first 28-day cycle with a client is we have, maybe 3 to 4 cheat meals in that cycle. And we plan them in advance. We own them. We say, that's my son's birthday and then date night. And then I've got a work thing. And we map out the cheat meals in advance so that we aren't beating ourselves up with a crash and burn cheat situation. Like, oh my God, I had a terrible day. Let's go emotional eat. That happens a lot. And I'm not making light of that, but I know that you guys are like, yeah, I do that. So we all do that. All right. So the cheat bank helps us take ownership over the situation, over the cheat. And we use that for rebalancing because maybe the first 28-day cycle, maybe the first 2 or 3 28-day cycles, it's 3 or 4 cheat meals. And that's kind of, we're focusing more on health there, right? And maybe you're limiting yourself to, normally you would go out for beers with your buddies after work more often than that. And then we start to rebalance. We're really getting close to our weight loss goal. We're feeling good about that. And I'll start saying, all right, let's add a couple of cheat meals and let's just measure and see what happens. If we still continue to march towards our health goal or we achieve it, and then we're looking more towards like maintenance, then we will maybe drip a couple more cheat meals in there. So maybe it's 6 cheat meals or 7 cheat meals. And we say, all right, we can use these however we want. We're still owning them. We're not just going willy-nilly cheat every day, every time we feel like it. But if somebody brings in pizza to work and you're like, well, I got an extra cheat meal in my cheat bank, I can take that. And we maintain our weight, that 28-day cycle, this is how we find the balance that we're looking for. That rebalancing happens. And you start to feel like, yeah, I can do those things. And yeah, I've got my protocol in place and I'm good. I'm good, Adam. So that's one of the really key tools that I use for rebalancing. And it takes time, guys. This isn't going to happen in 6 weeks. All right. Usually I tell people to give this phase 1 and phase 2, give it at least 6 months. All right. And I know that sounds like a long time, but I also know that a lot of you spend 6 months really trying hard and getting really, really frustrated and losing weight and gaining it back over and over and over again. So let's just dedicate 6 months to this process once, and let's see if we can really crush it. All right. So that's 6 28-day cycles. We can do that. And I know the question will pop up, well, how many cycles, will it take to do this or that? Like, take a couple of 28-day cycles and dedicate that to getting out of phase 1, really figuring out your danger zones and all that. And then spend the next 4 on that rebalancing. So maybe the first, cycle 3, cycle 4, you are really, pushing yourself towards that healthy side of the equation. You're out of balance towards the health. And then you start to add in some cheat meals with cycle 5, cycle 6, and you're starting to rebalance. That's just a general guideline. You guys can always just sign up for a free 15-minute coaching session with me, and we can kind of get more specific with your game plan. Or if you want to go all in, join the ReBoot program, and I'm with you every single 28-day cycle, and we're mapping those out, and it's all good. Now, third phase. This is where things are very exciting because now we've achieved balance. We're hitting our goal, and we're in that very, very nice maintenance mode. But a danger zone lurks ahead, my friends. Phase 3 is what I call new purpose, new identity. And this is where I've seen people slip up. Unfortunately, I've helped a lot of people lose a lot of weight. And just in my hometown, I've helped 15 people lose over 100 pounds. Not all of them have maintained that because they slipped up in phase 3. And where they slipped up was they were that weight loss person. They were excited to be the person, everybody's celebrating and, oh, now they're down 50 pounds. And, oh, my God, now they're down 80 pounds. Amazing. They're down 100 pounds. And you're celebrated and people are cheering you on. Your friends and family are noticing that. And then all of a sudden, we run out of real estate to lose, right? We run out of real estate to sell, I should say. We run out of weight to lose. And then we go, uh-oh, what's the fire underneath me now? What's going to get me up out of bed for that 5:30 a.m. boot camp class? What's going to get me meal prepping every Sunday? What's the big why? And this one might be smacking a few of you right in the face, all right? So what I want you to think about is as you are exiting phase 2, you're really finding that sweet spot balance. Let's start developing some non-weight loss goals, some non-weight loss motivators that will come into play once we really settle in. If your goal is to lose 50 pounds and you feel healthy and great at that weight, then cool. We have to start folding some other things in, or we could potentially lose momentum and regain weight back. So we have to find that new purpose, that new identity. A lot of my clients get into physical races like mud runs, obstacle course races, 5Ks, powerlifting, being able to do pull-ups and lots of push-ups or deadlift their body weight. Like find your jam that fires you up. Maybe it's strength training, maybe it's running, maybe it's obstacle course races. Maybe for me, people ask me this, well, what was when you walked through this, you lost your 100 pounds, what was your new purpose, new identity? And to me, it was coaching, helping other people do it, reaching my hand out there to you guys and going, okay, now it's your turn. That's my new purpose, new identity. And that keeps me going, right? That, I will never gain my weight back. Never say never, but I really feel like I never will because you guys are my why, right? I know that I have to lead by example, reach my hand out and pull another person over the wall, and then reach my hand out and pull another person over the wall and show you how to get this done and reclaim control over your life and your health. All right. So you got to be aware of this. It's very, very important. Just be thinking about it as you travel through this. Again, my goal with this tool is clarity, clarity, clarity in each phase. Here's where I am. Here is what I need to do to advance. And the cool thing about this third phase, new purpose, new identity, is that maybe you decide, let's say you've lost 50 pounds and your health and lifestyle balance is awesome. You're thrilled with that. And you set a new purpose, new identity goal of you want to do a Tough Mudder. All right. That's an extreme physical upgrade in your abilities and your training that you're used to. So what happens, right? We have to go back through each of the phases. And this is an okay thing to do. It's not like you're backsliding backwards. It's all right, new purpose, new identity. We jump back to phase one and we have to get coachable. We have to get outside of our comfort zone. We have to level up those three things, that community, that accountability, the game plan. We have to level those up because we have a leveled up goal now. So we're back in phase one. Again, not a bad thing because we didn't backslide through. We cycled back around with a new purpose, new identity. And then we'll be out of balance for a while towards that new healthy goal. Maybe a few extra hours training for that Tough Mudder, hiring a coach, getting a different crew around you to support you and hold you accountable, a different game plan. Maybe it's different nutrition. Then we move into phase two and we find that balance again. You get into your groove where you're very satisfied with your training and your lifestyle, and then you achieve that goal and you go to phase three, new purpose, new identity. So this is the process. These are kind of the stair steps that you take towards always having something to strive for, always having that fire underneath you to keep you going, and to keep that light alive inside of you to really be psyched about being healthy and enjoying your life and your lifestyle and just escaping that endless cycle of frustration that we call the black hole of fitness. Doom, doom, doom. So homework. All right, as we wrap this one up, what I want you to do is I want you to think about right now, where you at? Good chances, phase one, all right? But also think about, have you ever gotten to the point where you've been able to kind of dip your toe into phase two and freaked out a little bit because you thought you couldn't maintain it? Have you gotten all the way to phase three, lost a bunch of weight, didn't have that new purpose, new identity, and you backslid? All right, so think about where you've been before, but more importantly, think about where you are now, and then just come up with one action step and say, all right, here's what I need to do to get my momentum going to move forward into the next phase. All right, take it phase by phase by phase. If you're driving from Indiana to New York, you can't just teleport yet. Maybe that will come soon. But you have to cross through each state by state by state. All right? I appreciate you guys. I hope that this added some clarity, because that's really my passion, is just to shine a light on this path and go, hey, this is the best way to do this. This is the best way to think about it. Again, I'm reaching my hand over that wall and trying to pull you over and saying, come on, this is we got this, my friend. I got your back, and I'm going to help you however I can. All right. So you've got your homework. You've got your marching orders here. I want you guys to reach out to me. If you guys need any help with this concept, you can, again, hit me up at millionpoundmission.com. Take advantage of any of those free tools. Or just hit me up on DM on Instagram. Just send me a DM there. I'm at Million Pound Mission. I'm really enjoying the interaction going on Instagram right now. I appreciate you guys that are sending me direct messages and watching me do live casts and stuff like that. I'm having a blast. I love the connection. I love the interaction. I feed off of it. So, if you guys noticed, I've got a little more pep in my step lately. That's because you guys are really fueling my fire, and I appreciate that. So you got your transformation timeline. We're adding some clarity. You know where you're at. You know what that next action step needs to be. And now it's just time to get out there and own it. Every meal, every workout, every day. I will see you on the next episode. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. If you got any value out of this, there are 2 ways that you can help me out so much. It's like putting a tip jar in my podcast jar o' tips. The first way is if you could head on over to iTunes and leave a glowing 5-star rating and review. This helps me get more exposure for the show. It levels me up in the iTunes rankings, and that helps with the old iTunes algorithm for podcasts. So that's huge, 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 huge. Also, if you could just share this out with somebody, if you're listening on your phone, there are 3 little buttons towards the bottom. Usually you can click on those, and one of them says share, and you can pick Twitter, Facebook, wherever, and just share the link for this episode, or just text somebody and be like, hey, I think you'd like this guy. He's kind of crazy. He's a little bit wild. He's got a great podcaster voice, and you should check him out. But if you know anybody that's really struggling with their weight loss journey and you think they could benefit from hearing this episode, just share it out. Let them know that the PhD has their back. I appreciate you, my friend, and I'll see you on the next episode.